Hey guys, I want to give you a quick update with my Outfeed table. I'm doing some adjustments today. I got a couple of projects coming up, and I really wanted to get this Outfeed table adjusted. So these legs are from my old shop, and I did not have this table saw at the old shop, so the height was just a random height. I put these adjuster feet on it when I first made it, but these are kind of wimpy, and I wanted something a little more sturdier, so I bought these thicker bolts. So what I did was I measured the distance from the two, so the height I needed, and as you can see I got these new leveling feet in. I got them installed, and all I did was I epoxied a nut into the bottom of the leg and then screwed in those and adjusted them to the right height. So let me get this moved over. Brody, I'm recording. Can you say hi?
Hi.
So you want a treat because you went potty. Okay. Why don't you let me finish doing this and then I'll come inside, okay? Alright, so let me move this over. Now, the height, the table saw is just slightly taller than the Outfeed table, which is pretty much what you want. You don't want your boards to hit up on your Outfeed table. So, before it was like a 1 inch difference, and I would cut the boards and they would just hang over and then eventually drop down after I cut it. But there's still no leverage over here. I'd have to put a board or something. So I finally wanted to get that addressed. I do have, like I said, did the last project I did, which I haven't posted a video on yet. I don't know if I will, but it was a pretty big project, and I got some more coming up. So let me show you while I have the bottom off the table. I usually have a shelf down there. I took it off. My mechanism for my casters, which in the build video for that I showed, but I've just adjusted them a little bit. So I have casters on each side, and then I have this board running across that puts leverage on that one, and I had this to kind of help give leverage. So when you push down on this with your foot, the casters activate and the table can move. And actually it's working really well right now, better than it did before. And then when you're not using it, you can lift it up and lock it. You kind of give it a wiggle, and now it's set. So I'm pretty happy with it. I had to do a lot of trial and error.
Daddy, come on.
Don't be rude. I had to do a lot of trial and error with these casters, the height, because since you're basing it off of this leverage, that can only go so high. And as you can see, I had to cut out a notch right here to bring it a little bit higher. But the wheels, since you have that angle, you can only put the wheels a little bit above the height, so that way when you push down the wheels, the table's just lifting up a 1/4 of an inch. So what I did was I took some 1/4 inch scrap plywood and stuck it under each foot, and then made the legs level, and then screwed in those. So it's actually working out pretty well. I don't move the Outfeed table that much, but it's nice too when I need to. And this really just cost me those hinges and the casters. And I didn't have to pay. I know Rockler sells some nice things that go on the end, but that's all getting pretty expensive. And this whole setup was like $10 or something like that. Brady, did you bump your head?
Yeah.
You gotta be careful, bud. So I just wanted to give you guys an update. That is the shelf that goes under there. I'm going to put that back, and then I don't know if I'm going to do this today, but my plan is all this to be storage, shelves and some drawers, because this whole thing is getting bumped out. I'm kicking that out of the garage. That is wall space that is needed, and all that stuff is going to be organized under here with shelves. Okay. It's okay. They're empty. So that's going to be full of storage, and it'll be nice to have some drawers, because right now, like, these are some of the only drawers I have in my whole shop. So that's pretty much it. Post some questions in the comments if you need some. This has been working out pretty well. I'm very happy with this table, and it's relatively low cost. I just had to buy the boards for the top. I think this was all scrap and some pipe clamps. And so overall, I'm very happy with it. I'm glad. It makes a huge difference when this is the right height it needs to be, because it being off was more of a pain. So I'm glad I could get that adjusted.